Welcome to your Midweek Word update. Today you're going to get an update from one of our lay leaders who serves on the ad hoc lay leadership assessment team, Willow Carter. But before Willow speaks, I'm going to give just a bit of background of how did we get here and why are we here. So first, discernment took place intentionally, right? We're always discerning, but we took an intentional time to try to hear from everybody in the congregation, Lent 2023. And then our discernment facilitators, those who wanted to continue, shifted into the implementation team, which shifted names because names matter and offer clarity to the insight leadership team. They began to look at the data, coalesce the information, figure out what were the values that we saw. And there were 4 that took place. And within those 4, this team tried to figure out how do we begin action so that the congregation knows we have listened, we're trying to build and implement what would be most helpful. And so from that, they began things like Connect 2, Connect 6, some of the ways to build on that partnership and caring aspect of our congregation. Over the summer, though, we realized that the Insight Leadership Team, the exec committee of council, and at-large members of council, we're trying to figure out who's doing what and why and what is the purpose. In addition, we realized that a lot of lay leadership and staff partnership, which was one of the values that came from discernment information, needed to have a bit of an adjustment. As you likely recall, March of 2020 until June of 2021, we shifted how we did ministry to honor the safety measures of COVID-19, which required a shift from lay leadership doing a good bit to staff doing a good bit. Now that we've had 2 program years to assess, explore, see what life on this side of digital ministry looks like, we wanted to have that come in healthy balance again, especially because it was one of the requests in the discernment information. So because ILT, council, exec committee, and staff were all having similar conversations, we wanted to reach out to an outside facilitator to guide us. This past fall, you heard from our facilitator, Jason Whitehead, in one of our midweek updates. And Jason met with us twice in the fall. And then from that, this past January 12th and 13th, the ad hoc lay leadership team, which consists of members from the ILT and council who wanted to participate, and 3 members outside of those 2 entities, as well as pastoral staff. We all met at the Y up in Estes Park to begin taking all the work we did with Jason and putting details and examples together. Willow will talk a bit more about what you'll be seeing at the annual gathering, but I wanted to give you some context of how we got here. Now I'm excited for you to be able to hear from Willow Carter.
Hi, I'm Willow, and I've had the honor of being a part of this team to really look at how Calvary can best support our lay leadership. This team has been made up of a mixture of members from council, the Insight Leadership Team, the pastors, and other lay leadership. We've really been focusing on the values that the congregation identified as insights during the discernment process. We've been asking the question, what systems need to be in place for Calvary to have healthy ministry partnerships, to be a caring community, to tell our story, and to financially thrive? What parts of our existing structure support these goals, and where have we felt challenges and limitations? We've been looking at all of the amazing things that Calvary already does and asking, what support do these ministries and teams need to stay well? Throughout all of this, we're wanting to be an agile church, a church that can adapt and change and make balanced decisions as our needs and resources change. As we've looked at these questions, we started brainstorming with some really creative visual work, kind of reimagining what church leadership could look like. We were able to dream about what would let us live into the values that we as a church have identified. And we ended up feeling drawn to some imagery that I'm pretty excited about, and I can't wait until we share more at the annual gathering. The whole process has been rooted in Scripture. As we started to fill in the details of the structure, we identified verses that we felt really spoke to the purpose of each part. It's been so exciting to be at a church that does this kind of work, that really cares about living by its values and creating a healthy leadership structure to support all of our wonderful ministries and groups. There'll be a presentation of our proposal at the annual gathering this Sunday, where you'll be able to hear a lot more details. And we'll be continuing to collect feedback and revise as we go forward, both at the gathering and afterwards. This whole process has really been driven by congregational feedback, and that doesn't stop now. We want to hear your voice. Thank you, and I hope to see you Sunday.
So, Calvary, we're excited to be able to share what we have gleaned around what works, areas we could try to do things differently when it comes to healthy relationships between laity and staff this coming Sunday at the annual gathering. So come. Ann Comstock and Aaron Gangloff, our two co-leads for the ad hoc team, will be presenting. There will be chances for questions, and there will be follow-up conversations. So what you're getting this coming Sunday is just an introduction to the conversation, because we really want you, as Willow noted, to be involved, to shape, ask questions, adjust, so that we have a structure and system in place that allows for healthy dreaming, partnership, creativity, and most importantly, ministry. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Ann Comstock, Aaron Gangloff. You can even reach out to Willow or any of the pastors. We are all here to make sure you feel informed, and we really look forward to having you at the annual gathering this coming Sunday. Speaking of the annual gathering, it'll take place in the fellowship hall. I'm pointing this way because it's just in front of me, as I'm in the chapel right now. So in the fellowship hall at 9 a.m., we will have a breakfast potluck, and then we will stay in the fellowship hall for the remainder of our time. We will have music and communion, so elements of worship intermingled with the celebration and reflection of what we did meaningfully through ministry in 2023 and dreaming and planning for 2024. You will still have elements of meeting, right? So there will be a nominating ballot and a budget for 2024 that will be voted upon. Those will be the two elements of voting that we do this coming Sunday. Our hope is that shifting from annual meeting to annual gathering, which is more of a celebration, we get to really reflect on all the good work that we have done together this past year and find ways to lean in and do more ministry together in 2024. So come, this coming Sunday, we look forward to having you, and we look forward to hearing more about where our ILT is with their roadmap, how we did with financial wellness, voting on church leadership, and a budget for 2024, as well as dreaming for how we engage with what the ad hoc lay leadership team has come up with. We're grateful to have you with us and exploring some of this prep material in this midweek word. As you go into the rest of your week, know that you are loved. Know that we are grateful for you. And know that the work we do at Calvary really does make a difference, not just in our lives, but in the greater community. So thank you for the ways that you continue to show up and live out the gospel. Take care and be well.